Good evening, and thank you for joining us for today's edition of Your Mother Gay News. 10 bodies have been found on Soldier Island outside of Devon, as well as a note claiming to be from a Justice Lawrence Walgrave as to how he committed the atrocious crimes that have been experienced on Soldier Island recently. 7 men and 3 women have been found dead, each dying in a unique way, usually pretty brutal. Okay. One of the first bodies that we found was of the notorious General MacArthur, who was found with a blunt force trauma to the rear of his head. Next, we found the prestigious Justice Wargrave, who was killed due to some sort of gunshot wound to the head. Next, after that, we have Vera Claythorne, who appears to have committed some sort of suicide. We're not sure about all the details on that yet, but we'll get you those when we have them. Next, we have a Mrs. who is identified as an Emily Brent, who was actually poisoned with some sort of unknown medical device. It is believed that Philip Lombard was actually murdered by a Dr. Armstrong, as the 2 bodies were found very near to each other. Dr. Armstrong, it is believed, actually died due to drowning. Now, my producers are telling me we have a 7th victim, an ex-policeman, ex-Inspector Bloor, who actually died due to some extreme trauma to the back of his head. It is believed something was dropped on his head from the balcony of the floor above. Anthony Marston, our youngest victim, it is believed, died due to some sort of poisoning or some sort of interior injury, maybe some internal bleeding there. Last but certainly not least, we have the Rogers couple. Now, Mrs. Rogers, the elderly woman, she died due to an overdose of some sort of drug that was not prescribed to her. And Mr. Rogers, it is believed, died to some blunt force trauma with a weapon to the back of his head.